Recorded books in one-click digital present The Man on the Washing Machine by Susan Cox. Narrated by Liz Pearce. Chapter 1. Nothing was different about the Wednesday morning Tim Callahan died. Tim was a petty thief and a bully. I can't think of anyone who'll miss him. But being thrown out of a 3-story window seems like more punishment than he deserved. When I woke up, fog was obscuring my slice of Golden Gate Bridge view, but sun was expected later, which is fairly typical. I pulled on jeans after a quick shower and gathered my emotional resources to face another day of lying to every single person I knew. The effort took a toll I hadn't considered when I moved here 18 months ago. All the same, for no particular reason, I was feeling more hopeful that morning than I'd been for a long time. The dim sum aroma from Hang Chow's down the block was more appealing, the air a little crisper, colours a little brighter. If I'd been less absorbed with how my friends would react if they found out the truth, I might have wondered what the hell was wrong with me. I walked down to Helga's coffee shop and strolled back with my morning tea. The climbing rose was doing its best to obscure the front window of my fancy little bath and body shop, and I made a mental note to have Davy trim it back. He turned a corner since he tried to rob me the first week we were in business, and somehow he never left. We gave him a 15th birthday party last month. The rose needed attention, but the planter had been repaired and the whole building painted just after I bought it, so it looked good on the outside, even if my top-floor flat was still in the throes of an endless renovation. My tenant in the middle apartment was good at handyman stuff, so his place was nicer than mine at the moment. A friend of a friend was about to move into the ground-floor studio apartment, and then I'd have a full house. Like the British royals, I live over the shop, and I climbed the 2 flights of stairs to my flat, still thinking about the rose, because it was easier than facing other things. Lucy, a burdensome representative of her short, bad-tempered canine gene pool, lumbered out from the bedroom to welcome me back. She realized I was carrying a muffin instead of milk bones, gave me a disillusioned look, and went back to the bed we shared. Until a couple of days ago, we'd slept on the Murphy bed in the studio behind the garage, rather than risk brain damage upstairs from the fumes of paint and glue. Finding the new tenant meant I'd have to risk it, and besides, I was fed up with sleeping downstairs and commuting up here to my small selection of identical jeans and t-shirts. A couple of days before, I'd had a mattress delivered and dropped on the floor of my bedroom. Lucy and I were both more comfortable, and I could stop worrying that the Murphy bed mechanism in the studio would fail somehow and stuff us, still sleeping, into the wall cavity. I know, never going to happen. But irrational fears are irrational by nature, right? In any event, I hoped my new tenant had no Murphy bed issues. I liked the view much better from up here, and if I kept the windows open, the fumes weren't too bad. I wandered back through the mostly unfurnished flat, picking my way through the jungle of timber propped against the walls and the coils of electrical cable littering the floor. The building trembled, as it does every now and again. Minor earthquakes can be shrugged off after you've lived here for a while. The first few raise your heartbeat a little. The ever-present threat of a big killer shake had added to the renovation costs, because sheer walls and foundation bolts don't come cheap. Even so, the result was a priceless refuge from my former life. So far, no one from my Maserati and Bollinger days had come looking for me, behind the counter of a small neighborhood store 5,000 miles from home. I could hear Davy shuffling around in the tiny yard behind the shop, and the vigorous swishing of a broom.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?